A wedding so extravagant, it redefined the meaning of luxury. Princess Sheikha Mahra, daughter of Dubai's ruler, celebrated a union estimated at $1 billion. Think Swarovski chandeliers, Versace dinnerware, and a gown rumored to sparkle with diamonds. But this wasn't just a royal spectacle, it was a message of power and legacy. Stay until the end, because what this wedding truly symbolized goes far beyond the glittering orchids and marble halls. Inside the $1 billion wedding celebration. For one night, the Dubai World Trade Center became something the world had never seen before. A palace within a palace. Walls were draped in silk, marble floors polished to a mirror finish, and chandeliers made of tens of thousands of Swarovski crystals illuminated the hall with a glow that felt otherworldly. Guests didn't just walk into a venue, they walked into a living statement of Dubai's wealth and ambition. This wasn't an ordinary royal wedding, it was the celebration of Princess Sheikha Mahra, daughter of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, ruler of Dubai, and it carried a price tag rumored to reach $1 billion. Even at the conservative estimate of $50 million, it still ranks among the most expensive weddings ever staged. But numbers only tell part of the story. Every corner of the venue whispered of extravagance, engineered to stun. The decor bordered on the surreal. Each table shimmered with gold-plated cutlery by Versace Home, crystal glasses engraved with the couple's initials, and floral arrangements so large they resembled art installations. Thousands of white orchids cascaded from the ceiling like waterfalls, surrounding guests in a landscape of elegance. The bride's entrance was timed to perfection, accompanied by a live orchestra flown in from Europe, playing a custom score composed solely for the occasion. And then came the gown. Designed and hand-stitched in just 7 days, it was nothing short of a masterpiece. Draped in crystals, layered with intricate lacework, and rumored to feature diamonds sewn discreetly into its fabric. Under the light of the Swarovski chandeliers, the gown glittered like liquid starlight, commanding the attention of everyone in the hall. It was a dress that wasn't just worn, it was performed. A piece of fashion history created for a single moment. The guest list matched the grandeur. Royals from Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, and Ras Al Khaimah sat alongside diplomats, global business leaders, and cultural icons. Every detail, down to handcrafted invitations printed on silk paper, represented that this wasn't only about two people joining together. It was about Dubai stepping forward to show the world what unlimited wealth, tradition, and innovation could create when merged into a single spectacle. Comment unmatched luxury if you believe no wedding in history can rival the billion-dollar celebration of Princess Sheikha Mahra. The royal honeymoon in Mykonos, Greece. After a wedding that cost up to $1 billion, Princess Sheikha Mahra and Sheikh Mana Al Maktoum retreated to a honeymoon that was just as breathtaking as their royal union. Their destination, Mykonos, the Greek island famed for sapphire waters and whitewashed villas that have hosted the world's most elite travelers. Yet what the royal couple experienced was a level of luxury that eclipsed even the island's highest standards. Their residence was an exclusive seafront villa valued at nearly $30 million, perched high above the Aegean Sea. The property was designed as a private sanctuary, blending Greek minimalism with Middle Eastern opulence. Multiple infinity pools stretched toward the horizon, creating the illusion that the water of the pools merged seamlessly with the Mediterranean beyond. Olive trees lined private terraces, while interiors featured marble imported from Italy and furnishings from Versace Home, bringing the same aura of grandeur from their Dubai wedding into this Mediterranean retreat. Privacy was absolute. A dedicated staff of chefs, butlers, and security ensured that every detail was flawless. Each meal was a curated masterpiece, crafted by Michelin-starred chefs flown in from Paris and Athens, fusing Greek delicacies with Emirati flavors. Morning coffee wasn't served in a dining hall. It arrived on a terrace overlooking the endless blue of the sea, paired with rare fruits imported directly from Dubai. The couple's days unfolded like a dream. At sunrise, they rode Arabian horses along secluded beaches, a symbolic gesture linking their deep love of equestrianism with the romance of the Aegean. Afternoons were spent aboard a luxury yacht outfitted with every imaginable indulgence: a private spa, a glass-bottomed observation lounge, and a sun deck large enough to host a soiree at sea. The yacht itself was less a vessel than a floating palace, designed to mirror the elegance of their lives in Dubai. Evenings were reserved for intimacy. Tables were set directly on the sand, lit only by lanterns and the reflection of the moon across the water. The sound of waves replaced orchestras, yet the atmosphere was no less orchestrated. This was luxury reframed. Not about spectacle, but about crafting moments of intimacy wrapped in unimaginable wealth. Their honeymoon in Mykonos was not merely a romantic escape. It was an extension of the wedding's message, a declaration that wherever they go, whether in Dubai or Greece, the life of Princess Sheikha Mahra is defined by a fusion of tradition, secrecy, and opulence few others could ever match. The groom, Sheikh Mana Al Maktoum. If Princess Sheikha Mahra embodied the modern face of Dubai's royal women, then her groom, Sheikh Mana Al Maktoum, represented the next generation of men, carrying the dynasty's legacy into the future. A distant cousin within the sprawling Al Maktoum family, Sheikh Mana was born into immense privilege, but has carefully built an identity that extends beyond palace walls. His education reflects the duality of Dubai itself. Schooled in the UAE before studying abroad, he combined Emirati heritage with exposure to global markets. Today, his portfolio spans real estate developments worth hundreds of millions of dollars, luxury hospitality projects that rival the Burj Al Arab, and forward-looking investments in emerging technologies. This isn't the image of a royal living passively off his family fortune. It's the portrait of a businessman who recognizes that influence in the modern era must be earned and expanded. Yet behind boardrooms and financial portfolios lies a man deeply tied to his cultural roots. Like his bride, Sheikh Mana is an accomplished horseman. He competes in endurance races, owning and training Arabian horses that can fetch millions of dollars at auction. Horses in the UAE are more than sport, they are living emblems of heritage, symbols of power and grace. For Sheikh Mana, equestrianism is both passion and continuity, mirroring the traditions of his forefathers while strengthening his bond with Sheikha Mahra. His lifestyle blends thrill-seeking with elegance. Sheikh Mana is known for organizing desert rallies, private expeditions, and adventure trips across the dunes. But just as easily, he transitions to exclusive retreats in the Maldives, the Swiss Alps, or luxury villas in Greece, where his taste for refinement shows in every detail. In public life, he embodies sophistication, traditional canduras for cultural duties, and perfectly tailored Tom Ford and Brioni suits when stepping into the global business arena. Philanthropy also plays a role in his identity. Sheikh Mana supports initiatives in youth education, cultural preservation, and sustainable development, values that align perfectly with the UAE's vision of progress built on heritage. Together with Sheikh Mahra, he represents a power couple whose wealth is not only displayed through billion-dollar weddings, but also through investments in the future of their nation. Comment royal legacy if you believe Sheikh Mana Al Maktoum represents the perfect balance of heritage, ambition, and modern luxury. The bride, Princess Sheikha Mahra. Behind the billion-dollar wedding stood a bride whose life already embodied the paradox of tradition and modernity. Princess Sheikha Mahra, born in 1994, is one of the most beloved daughters of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai, whose personal fortune is estimated at over $14 billion. For many in the UAE, she represents the face of Dubai's new generation, anchored in heritage, yet fluent in the language of global luxury. Her early years were spent in Dubai's royal palaces, surrounded by intricate mashrabiyah windows, Arabian courtyards, and the quiet grandeur of one of the Middle East's most powerful dynasties. Yet her education pushed her beyond borders. She studied international relations in London, gaining not just academic knowledge, but also a cosmopolitan worldview that shaped her into a royal comfortable at both heritage festivals in Abu Dhabi and fashion shows in Paris. Her passions reveal a woman both rooted and forward-looking. Horses, for example, are central to her identity. An accomplished equestrian, she has competed in endurance races, a sport revered in Emirati culture and shared by her father. Owning and training Arabian horses, some valued at millions of dollars, she mirrors the dynasty's deep connection to equestrianism while asserting her own skill and discipline. Fashion is another arena where Sheikha Mahra makes her mark. She frequently supports regional designers, wearing bespoke abayas and gowns that merge traditional silhouettes with haute couture. Custom pieces from Dolce & Gabbana, Valentino, and emerging Emirati brands have graced her wardrobe, reinforcing her role as both patron and style icon. Each appearance is carefully curated, reflecting not only her taste, but also Dubai's ambition to position itself as a global capital of luxury. Sheikha Mahra also wields her platform for philanthropy. Her initiatives span education, healthcare, and cultural preservation. She has funded scholarships for young Emiratis, donated to hospitals specializing in pediatric care, and promoted local artisans by showcasing their work on global stages. While less publicized than her fashion choices, these acts strengthen her reputation as a royal aware of the responsibilities that accompany immense privilege. What sets her apart is not just her wealth, but her ability to merge worlds. Sheikha Mahra moves effortlessly between the gilded halls of Zabil Palace and the modern world of social media, where carefully shared images of her horses, photography, and cultural events provide a rare but curated glimpse into her life. She is more than a royal bride. She is the embodiment of Dubai's evolving identity, where heritage and high fashion, philanthropy and power, tradition and progress coexist seamlessly. Family dynamics inside Dubai's royal household. Inside Dubai's royal palaces, beyond the chandeliers and marble corridors, lies a family dynamic that is as carefully managed as the city's billion-dollar skyline. Princess Sheikha Mahra has emerged as one of the most admired daughters of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai, with a fortune estimated at over $14 billion. She is often portrayed as the royal who perfectly balances tradition with progress. Her position stands in contrast to the stories that have circulated around other royal daughters whose names became tied to controversies and global headlines. In a household where reputation is everything, Sheikha Mahra has consistently embodied stability and respect for duty. This ability to avoid scandal while embracing modernity has made her an important figure not only for her family but for the public image of Dubai itself. Every marriage in the Al Maktoum dynasty carries more weight than personal romance. It is a statement of continuity and legacy. Her union with Sheikh Mana Al Maktoum, who oversees real estate ventures valued in the hundreds of millions and has investments in luxury hospitality projects that rival brands like Burj Al Arab Jumeirah, is more than a love story. It is a signal that the next generation of Dubai's royals will continue to honor tradition while embracing global modernity. The symbolism of the wedding could not be missed. Guests walked into the Dubai World Trade Center, transformed with Swarovski crystal chandeliers, Versace gold-plated tableware, and floral arrangements valued in the millions. But what stood behind the spectacle was something deeper. The choice of groom, the orchestration of the event, and the narrative surrounding the couple reinforced the dynasty's message. Dubai's royal household remains united, stable, and forward-looking. Inside the palace, hierarchy and expectations shape daily life. Wealth may buy diamond-studded gowns worth millions or honeymoons in $30 million villas overlooking the Aegean Sea, but the true currency within the household is loyalty. For Sheikha Mahra, loyalty has always meant carrying her role with dignity, while positioning herself as a bridge between generations. Her wedding wasn't just the most expensive in Dubai's history, it was a carefully curated moment of unity, meant to assure both the Emirati people and the world that the Al Maktoum dynasty continues to stand strong, blending tradition, wealth, and modern vision into a seamless royal identity. Beyond the glamour, philanthropy and cultural influence. Behind the billion-dollar spectacle of Swarovski chandeliers and Versace tableware, the lives of Princess Sheikha Mahra and Sheikh Mana Al Maktoum reveal another dimension, one where wealth transforms into influence far beyond palaces and celebrations. Their story is not only about luxury, but about how immense resources are directed into shaping culture, education, and the future of Dubai. For Sheikha Mahra, education stands at the heart of her philanthropy. She has funded scholarship programs designed to empower young Emiratis, ensuring access to world-class universities in London, Dubai, and beyond. These initiatives often involve millions of dollars in funding, making it possible for students from ordinary families to step into elite institutions. By linking her name to academic progress, she positions herself as a symbol of opportunity, not just opulence. Healthcare is another area where her influence quietly extends. Contributions to pediatric hospitals and women's health initiatives across the UAE are less photographed than her couture gowns, yet they underscore a serious commitment. Whether supporting advanced cancer treatment units or maternal care programs, her donations exceeding tens of millions of dollars show how royal wealth can directly alter lives. Cultural preservation, however, is where Sheikha Mahra shines most visibly. She frequently champions Emirati designers, wearing custom abayas blended with haute couture from Dolce & Gabbana or Valentino, elevating regional talent to global recognition. Attending heritage festivals and commissioning local artisans ensures traditions remain vibrant, even as Dubai projects itself as a hub of futuristic architecture and billion-dollar mega-projects. Sheikh Mana complements her vision with his own initiatives. His investments include renewable energy projects valued in the hundreds of millions, eco-friendly real estate developments, and youth programs designed to equip the next generation with leadership skills. His presence at sustainability forums highlights how the family's wealth isn't confined to luxury villas in the Swiss Alps or private yachts in the Mediterranean. It is also tied to the UAE's strategy of responsible growth. Together they embody a new kind of royal couple, where diamond tiaras and $30 million honeymoon villas exist alongside cultural patronage and philanthropy. The message is clear. Their wealth is not only displayed in billion-dollar weddings, but also invested in shaping Dubai's global image as a city of progress, culture, and generosity. Legacy and the future of Dubai's royals. The wedding of Princess Sheikha Mahra and Sheikh Mana Al Maktoum was more than the union of two royals. It was a stage on which Dubai declared its vision of the future. Every detail of the event, from the Swarovski-encrusted chandeliers to the Versace-designed gold-plated dinnerware, was curated not just as decoration, but as a branding exercise. By spending what was rumored to be close to $1 billion, Dubai signaled that its ambition extends beyond the Gulf. It wants to set the standard for global luxury. This spectacle aligned perfectly with the legacy of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, whose $14 billion fortune and visionary projects have already transformed Dubai from a desert outpost into a city of skyscrapers and superlatives. From the Burj Khalifa to the Palm Jumeirah, his reign has been defined by projects that defy imagination. Now, through his daughter's wedding, the same message resonates. Dubai is not simply participating in the world stage, it is leading it. But beyond opulence, the wedding highlighted the couple themselves as symbols of continuity. Sheikha Mahra, with her education in London and her role as patron of Emirati culture, represents a generation that embraces both heritage and modern identity. Sheikh Mana, with real estate and hospitality ventures worth hundreds of millions, reflects the entrepreneurial drive that anchors Dubai's economic power. Together, they embody a dynasty that can balance tradition with innovation, faith with global vision. The wedding, the gown encrusted with crystals, the $30 million honeymoon villa in Mykonos all form part of a narrative larger than romance. It is the narrative of Dubai's next chapter, where the Al Maktoum dynasty secures its influence not only through oil wealth or political power, but through cultural prestige and global presence. This is the legacy being crafted, one where billion-dollar spectacles are not indulgence but instruments of influence, ensuring that Dubai's royals remain at the center of both tradition and the future. Symbolism behind the spectacle. The wedding of Princess Sheikha Mahra and Sheikh Mana Al Maktoum was never intended to be remembered only as a glamorous night of chandeliers and gowns. It was, above all else, an act of symbolism. A message carefully broadcast to the world that Dubai no longer plays in the luxury arena. It sets the standard for it. Every single detail, from the estimated $1 billion price tag to the smallest finishing touches, was chosen to project influence, legacy, and power. The choice of venue alone spoke volumes. The Dubai World Trade Center, already a landmark of the city's global stature, was transformed into a palace within a palace. Swarovski chandeliers worth millions hung above silk-draped walls, while Versace-designed gold-plated dinnerware glistened under the lights. The venue became a statement of how Dubai takes familiar spaces and redefines them into icons of wealth and culture. The bride's gown carried equal symbolic weight. Hand-stitched in just 7 days by elite designers, it was adorned with crystals, intricate lacework, and rumored diamonds woven into its fabric. This wasn't just couture, it was a reminder that Dubai commands the world's finest talents on its own terms, capable of creating fashion history in less than a week. The tiara, said to include rare stones from the royal collection, wasn't simply jewelry, it was heritage, worn as influence. Even the music reinforced the message. Orchestras, flown in from Europe, performed scores composed exclusively for the wedding. Traditional Emirati melodies were woven with modern symphonies, crafting a soundscape that symbolized Dubai's duality, rooted in heritage, yet unafraid to dominate the global stage. And then there was the guest list. Royals from across the UAE, diplomats, global business magnates, and cultural elites all assembled not just to witness a marriage, but to bear witness to Dubai's grandeur. Every attendee left with more than memories. They left as ambassadors of Dubai's identity, carrying stories of diamond tiaras, $30 million villas, and feasts prepared by Michelin-starred chefs. The spectacle itself became diplomacy, a living narrative that wealth and culture are Dubai's most powerful exports. The Al Maktoum dynasty used the wedding not only to honor love, but to assert continuity, stability, and ambition. Comment royal grandeur if you believe this wedding wasn't simply an event, but the ultimate declaration that Dubai doesn't follow the luxury world, it defines it. The $1 billion wedding of Princess Sheikha Mahra was more than just a royal union. It was Dubai's showcase to the world. From a gown encrusted with Swarovski crystals, crafted in only 7 days, to banquets set with Versace gold-plated dinnerware, every element was chosen not simply for beauty, but to make a statement of power and prestige. Even the honeymoon carried the same message. In Mykonos, the couple stayed at a $30 million villa overlooking the Aegean Sea, complete with infinity pools, Italian marble interiors, and a staff of private chefs and butlers. Days unfolded aboard a luxury yacht with a glass-bottom observation deck, evenings with Michelin-starred menus served on the sand. This was more than extravagance, it was influence wrapped in tradition and modern luxury. For more untold stories of wealth, power, and the dynasties shaping our future, subscribe now to Billionaire Secret.